Hola Mi Gente, we're back again on another episode of
Raices NYC. And on this episode, we have.
Leo, the owner of Grito.
Yes, yes, yes. So tell us, Leo, tell us a little bit more about what you do and what about yourself and about Grito.
Um, so I run a Grito. I do a little bit of everything when it comes to that, whether it's the marketing, the printing, the shipping, pretty much all of it. So that's what I do.
How long ago did you start it? What year?
Back in 2021, I mean 2022,
Okay.
made 3 years last year. Threw a whole big party for it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah, it was very beautiful and all of that too.
Yeah, it was very how do you say it? It was just crazy to like see all that happen. I would never imagine like 3 years ago when I first started I would do something like that. So it was pretty sick.
What made you get into, starting your own brand and also naming it Grito?
I always wanted to do clothes. I always had an interest, even when I was in like elementary school. I really wanted to do clothes, but I just never went into it. And I feel like I didn't really have a fashion sense because I really couldn't dress back then. So pandemic hit.
You had the skinny jeans.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I
Skinny
did.
jeans, babe.
I had the tightest skinny jeans, bro.
It'd be
And I was sagging with the skinny jeans.
No!
Yeah, it was bad. It was
It's
bad.
tragic.
It was.
Sagging with the skinny jeans is crazy.
We're gonna put the picture right here.
Nah, chill.
Yo, is this something we all go through, like the skinny?
I feel like it was a
you
skinny jeans
have
era.
to.
Yeah.
If you never went through a skinny jean era, then you weren't living.
That's true. That's true.
I was not supposed to be wearing skinny jeans. That was not supposed to be an era.
Wait, so then you said you didn't. In your opinion, you didn't have like any fashion sense, any like type of fashion knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So obviously now you have your own clothing brand. Like, what was like the start, or like did you see anything that kind of sparked your interest into fashion?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always been to like hardcore, metal, punk, so that really took an influence on how I started dressing. I started a brand called Hell's Wardrobe back in 2020 during the pandemic. And the whole like the graphics were on the darker side, alternative side, like sharp like logos or dark designs. So that's what I did. But eventually, once it hit 2022, I really wanted to do something a little more than that, something that meant more.
Yeah.
So that's when I took the turn of changing the name from Hell's Wardrobe to Grito. And the reason I chose that name because I feel like it's very important. It was a historical moment where Grito de Dolores, where Miguel Hidalgo, he did the Grito, which sparked like the whole movement to get everybody moving. So his voice really had an impact, and I want to do the same thing with my brand. And not only that, but the Grito is like my own form of resistance in a way. So
When going and seeing your design and the way you promote and advertise El Grito, you have a very unique look. When people see a garment or a design, they're like, automatically you start thinking, oh, wait, this is from El Grito, or this reminds me of it.
yeah.
Did you always want to stick to that, like that specific style since the beginning?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. When I started, like Hell's Wardrobe, it was a little like it wasn't really that good. The designs wise, I was kind of. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of brands back during the pandemic were using a lot of the anarchy symbols. I don't know if you saw that. I was one of those brands, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
and and I started, tapping with just messing around with bright colors and stuff like that. But it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right for my brand. I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't go with Hell's Wardrobe.
Yeah, yeah.
So I continued going with the darker stuff, which I really enjoyed more. I guess I was trying to like please more audience, like all kinds of audience, but I feel like it kind of takes away from it. That's the specialty of it. If you try to please everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like when you was it when you try to please everyone where you started getting a little lost into what you actually wanted to show?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I get that. I get that. Until when was it that you started seeing like actually no, like I want to actually be like to this demographic. These are my people that I want to actually please to.
When I released this Mexica design, it was like a Mexica warrior with a skull, and people loved it. And I was like, I gotta do more stuff like this. So and I did that. So I changed the name to Grito. I started doing designs like that, and then I was just posting content. And then next thing you know, like overnight, my TikToks are blowing up, And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm checking my notifications. I have all these orders. I'm like, what the hell? This is some crazy stuff. Like, I'm still dreaming, I think. It was like an overnight thing. And that's when I was like, I need to continue doing this. This is what
I feel like during the
works.
time where you came, it's like it was very unique. I didn't see no one doing it at all. Like in the way that you were doing it. You know, El Grito, the designs. You yourself did make these designs, no?
Yeah.
What's the thought process into like your first one, then to your second one?
It's all, I guess it all has to do with what goes on in the world or what goes on with me. Like I said, it's my form of expression. So it can either be what's happening with me, and the music has a toll on that too. The music I listen to, like I draw when I'm listening to music, and I express myself through that way. So I'm actually working on something right now, releasing in May, and it really has to do with what's going on with my life right now, and has a lot of it's going on to a lot. It's happening to a lot of people too. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's how I come up with some designs, like the one I'm working on right now. So.
No, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. So how did it feel from the transition from, from your first brand to your second? You know, what was you obviously were thinking like, damn, like, I'm gonna have to start again or like that. What was that like?
It was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a little nerve-wracking. It was a lot of planning, thinking. I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I'm gonna lose people, I'm gonna lose followers. If I switch to this, is the name gonna be corny? You know, and I was asking like my friends and my girl. I was like, is this name good? Like, be honest with me. Is this name good or not?
Yeah.
I need to know, 'cause if it's corny, I don't want to do it. But then I was like, fuck it, I'm pushed with it, and it worked out. And yeah, that was that. So I mean, everything's been going well since that change. So yeah.
Is there any like names that you had in possibility of El Grito that you would like to share?
Damn.
I'll share one that I thought before con
Okay,
tiempo.
let's do it. I want to hear
I
it
tipped
out.
before. I only have one that I remember. It was called Mexicanitos.
Mexicanitos?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm glad I didn't pick that name.
Sounds
but
like a candy brand or something.
Candy bread. That was I have another one, but after you say yours. Yeah,
Damn, honestly.
that one just brought up another one.
I can't remember, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't remember. Fuck.
It's tough. It's tough. Do you still have in your archives, like, your first design from the Hell Diver?
The Hell's Wardrobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. You want to take a look?
Oh, shit, we get to see it.
I mean, I don't. Maybe I archived it.
He's like, I erased everything. There's no need.
I did archive everything from Hell's Wardrobe, besides like one post maybe, but because there was a small like loyal community that I had with it. Obviously, I did lose a few followers because I focused more on like my culture,
Yeah.
our culture, our people. So I guess some people didn't feel like they resonated with it no more.
Yeah.
So they kind of like stopped supporting.
What is another thing that, most of your customers don't know about you when also El Grito that you would say that it surprises them when they find out?
Oh, they always think I'm this big company with a big warehouse. It's crazy. One time, I'm not gonna say names, but this guy asked for a stipend for like an event that I was gonna be part of. So he was like, "Oh, can you help me with paying for food and then travel for these people?" And I was like, "Yo, I don't even have that right now for myself." And yeah, no, people.
I came on the bus, homie. Like, what are you
Right,
talking about?
exactly. People would think like it's a whole like warehouse, like a whole team, but it's literally just me in one room. And I guess that's one of the biggest misconceptions, that people think it's a giant company. Also, I guess my followers kind of fool people into thinking that, but nah, it's just me in one small room doing everything. So that's, I guess, one of the things people get surprised.
What's something else that you would say, like, Grito, well, I would say now it's your full time, no?
Yeah.
But before that, what else did you do, besides Grito?
Well, I've been in the hospitality industry for a bit now, but I recently got let go from my job.
Yeah.
I was making 5 years there now as a bartender. So that's what I was doing on the side besides the Grito. I was bartending, night shifts. And then when I had the chance, I would try to work on the Grito as much as possible. But that was my full-time thing, because that's really what was paying my bills. So that was that. And then, it was a lot, honestly. But like, since that happened, I kind of feel a little more relieved and have plenty more time to really do what I've been never got to do with my brand. So it feels good. Like for instance, when I did my 3-year anniversary party, bro, I was running on no sleep every day, like 3 hours of sleep maybe, going to work the next day, working nonstop on my brand, doing one-of-one pieces, uh, organizing everything, ordering stuff to like make the space look nice. It was a lot. So that's what I was doing when I was still bartending.
So you mentioned that you got more fashion inspo when you went to shows. Is there anyone specifically, like family or friends, who kind of influenced you into researching more of your actual culture as well?
My culture,
Just because like you have a lot of designs based on Mexican history. Of course, you mentioned El Grito and like the backstory of that. And so, was there anyone who kind of taught you the history of like what Mexico has gone through and like different art and different stuff like that?
honestly, no. I don't have anybody in my family or friends that inspired me to learn more about my culture. It was more of a myself thing. I just felt kind of out of place or out of maybe not connect. Maybe you could say not connected. So I wanted to like research more on what's going on and how our people are being affected. It was I really never had anybody. It was just me doing it on my own because I wanted to be more informed. Because I feel like a lot of us are ignorant and it takes effort to really get to know what's going on more about yourself. So I guess it was more of a me thing.
What's one piece of information that you've kind of held on to and like really impacted you into changing your ways?
Um, I guess for me one of the main things is like words and terms that people use. For example, well, I don't really want to use an example because I feel like it could become an argument, but there's certain words and terms that we use that we don't realize are offensive. They could be offensive to indigenous groups and we don't realize that. And it's proudly said everywhere, not just here, but in Mexico too. I'm sure other countries too. But that's also one of the things that inspired me more to learn more about what things mean. Oh, and also one of the things, I did a release back maybe like 2 years ago for Grito, and I guess in a way that made me feel a little ignorant because I did something that I didn't really know much about. And I guess somebody came and told me about it, and then that's when I was like, no, I need to do my research before I release something because it could be offensive. So that's one thing that really made me want to learn more about myself and learn about what things mean.
Would you say that's like one of the learning lessons that you've had along the way of like whenever you're releasing something, you always make sure to do your own research?
Oh yeah, most definitely, for sure. Yeah.
What would you say is another thing that you would change looking back?
I would change, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like anything like that you would change to looking back. Like maybe you did a mistake in something, even a design, or I don't know, anything you would fix that if you were to go back.
No, I think it's just that, just being informed. You need to know what you're talking about. You can't just say something and not really back it up. Or yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
How far do you expect to get with Grito? What is our some plans that you want to achieve? And then this year or like later on.
Oh yeah, one of my biggest goals or dreams would be to have a studio / store space. So like one day I would love to have like a nice little studio where I can have my clothes obviously for display. But it would also be kind of cool to have other small brands, like Latino small brands in display, and even like a screen printing press in the middle that people could just come in and print their stuff. Yeah, I just want to have like a place where people can be creative and do it without really having to spend much money, because getting into this creative field it gets expensive. It gets expensive and it's not cheap. So there's lies out there that be like, how to start a brand with $0. No, you need money.
No, you need,
You need a few.
Do you remember those videos like you would watch? Oh, like this and that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Guys, you need to invest in what you want to do. what's like, I would say also being very positive during the whole like process too, because it could be you could get very challenged, mentally, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree. I would say do things patiently. Don't rush anything. Do not rush anything. I've been a fool of doing that a lot, and it could lead to a good thing, but it's always a risk.
Yeah.
It's better you take your time doing these things. I'll give you an example. I remember when I first started my brand. My girlfriend still laughs about this. The Hell's Wardrobe era. So I did a little design and I posted it on my Instagram. Who would buy this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you're gonna have people saying yes. I'm like, oh shit, my shit's popping. So I ordered so much bulk, and next thing you know, it only sold like maybe like 10 shirts, and I just had like inventory just sitting there, and it just felt very dumb because I got overly excited. I wasn't planning right, and I was impatient. So that's one thing I would say. Yeah.
No way,
Yeah.
really?
Hmm.
Do you still have it?
Mm-mm.
You think- I have it as stereo as memory.
No,
As a
I-
learning lesson every day.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Honestly.
to do, if I want to do better, I look at that book.
He
Yes.
wakes up and looks at the book in the corner. Like,
Not again.
Not again, bro. No. And I feel like a lot of people do that. They get overly excited, you know.
Trust me, it definitely happens. But yes, these little and well, not little, but these learning lessons that teaches us. I mean, we've had our learning lessons, and just thinking about back at it, I'm like, nah, never again. That's why you plan ahead. You
Oh
do
yeah,
your research.
for sure, man.
Yo, like, don't let emotion run. To be honest, also when you want to do something in business and like the process of it, because
Yeah.
patience is key.
For sure. I feel like that really makes us, you know, those experiences really prepare you for the future. So, if anything, I guess you could take that as a good thing from it, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
guess.
When you think about it, you're like, damn, like why? Like
Oh
sometimes.
yeah,
do you have any dream collaboration that you would want to have in the future?
yeah. Yeah, I actually do want to do a few collabs. One of the organizations I would love to collab with one day would be like Mixteca. I think they're pretty cool with what they do, and they're local, so I really want to work with them one day. I guess when it comes to collaborations, I want to do things that give back to the community. Apart from that, I don't really know anything else. I have gotten people reached out saying, "Hey, let's collab," but I feel like there has to be a deeper level to getting to know each other before you even take that step. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, let's hope for the best, for sure.
Speaking of collab, so we didn't technically collab, but we kind of, in a way, when we did our first fashion, well,
Oh yeah.
that was our second fashion show in Bushwick. What did you think of when we first approached you to do a fashion show?
That was, well, shout out to you guys for that. That was a really sick and fun event. I was a little nervous because I'd never done something like that. I didn't know what to expect, but I was very happy about it. Like this is gonna help me a lot. It's gonna help me be more out there because that's something I always wanted to do, to have more like community here in New York. But it was definitely a fun experience, and it definitely led me to want to do more of that, which I did. So shout out to you guys for that experience. It was really fun, and it taught me a lot. So
Was one thing you didn't expect that about just in the process of a fashion show was the practices that you were like, whoa, I didn't know it was gonna be like this.
I didn't, for me, because I'm a shy person, I'm not gonna hold you, so I didn't really want to be part of walking either. Like,
Well, yeah, because you're finally showing your face during that time too.
yeah, I wasn't really showing my face much. I've been showing my face more recently, but it was it was a little like nerve wracking for me because I was like, oh shit, I gotta show my face. And that day I didn't even know what to wear either, and my hair was so messed up, and I just wore a hat that day, which I kind of regret. I feel like I should have tried a little more, but I just didn't know what to do, but it was definitely like it built my confidence. So it definitely was something that I needed.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, you were great. Everyone loved, your pieces too,
That was fun,
and the models when they all came out. Again, it's just like these type of experiences too that we share together. It's what makes everything beautiful. What else do you have planned though for like the summer?
Summer wise,
It's getting warmer. We got to do more things. Like, what is it that you want to do?
I definitely want to mess around with more mediums. I want do like more tank tops, crop shirts, just things that really or just more hats. I want to mess around with different ways of creating, like airbrushing, embroidery. I really want to just mess around with a lot of things and experiment because I feel like I've been doing a lot of the same, just t-shirts, and I really want to release more, especially like accessories. People love accessories, you know? So that's what I want to do for the summer for sure. And definitely do more parties and events.
Now we're going into scary story time. Or
Oh, shit.
Paranormal activity.
Do you have a story to share?
Got a few. Um,
Tell them all, tell them all.
I guess the most recent one was a few years ago. There's this abandoned place in Staten Island. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's called, I think, the Abandoned Farm Colony. So me and my friends, we used to love exploring. So we went over there. We went to exploring. We were there for a while, like a whole day. We were just looking at the abandoned places. There was weird stuff going on too that day. We were passing by this one main building, and then we saw two guys and one girl, and it was just, you know.
Hola Mi Gente! Please subscribe to our Raices Patreon.
By being a paid member, you will donate towards upgrading our equipment and you'll get exclusive content from our interviews.
This will allow us to improve the experience for you, the Raices viewers. Thank you.
Yo. Test, one, test. Chilling, bro. Good.
You were running late?
Nah, I was here waiting for you.
Nah, chill. I was here since 2, bro.
Damn.
Sweaty ass fool.
Episode of
Can't do it one more time.